Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead.
That's fire.
I want to move on because that's good. If we keep here, it's gonna go. It's gonna get dark.
All right, shout out to the stream.
Would y'all say who had a better prime, Mase or Fabolous?
Mase. Hard to disagree because his run was so short and he's still such a big person in hip hop.
What was the question?
Whose prime was bigger, Mase or Fabolous?
Mase. I can agree with Mase. Fab prime is what? 2000. It's like a 2-year run, 3-year run, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mase was at one point the best rapper. Fab was never the best rapper.
I know we love but nah, yo, because I say Mase as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is the conversation I was having with these niggas yesterday. These niggas are telling me Fabolous.
I'm listening though.
I don't have a problem
That's what I was about to
with
say.
them saying Fabolous, but they're only saying Fabolous because they don't know Mase.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, yo, there literally was a run where Mase was one of the greatest rappers in the world. And I'm not going to say their name on the pod, but a guy I love and know told me it wasn't that many nice niggas in the 90s.
I can understand that argument.
Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. Tell me how. I think you niggas are so disrespectful to rap, bro. Tell me how it wasn't that many nice niggas in the 90s.
Maybe it was. We just wasn't. They was
7
more limited.
out of the 10 rappers of all time are 90s rappers.
I mean, rappers but so old.
Huh?
Rappers only so old.
He does this in person.
Yeah. What do you mean, Hus?
It ain't like
Is Big not a great rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z?
Mm-hmm.
Eminem?
Yeah, but where
I'm asking Eminem.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Nas? Even though maybe I don't know how you feel about him. Nas? Mm-hmm. Some will regard them as that would be a hell of a top 5 all time, right? Mm-hmm. All 90s rappers.
It was, the focus was different though.
Whether the focus was different or not, the question, the rebuttal I had to them saying, Fab, I was saying, there literally was a time when Mase was one of the greatest rappers ever. There never was a time for that for Fab.
I'm not. The reason why I said that is because I don't know. I can't know if I agree with that. Fab was at one point in time one of the best rappers to me.
What I'm saying, let's
go off numbers.
Go wrong.
Let's go off numbers.
Go off the numbers and the general consensus of it. This wasn't just how we felt about Mase. The world felt this about Mase.
I'm not disagreeing with that. My argument, though.
They're saying Fab don't even have a classic album in some places, in a lot of places. So how can we say the nigga that don't have one of a impactful album, one of the how can we say he's one of the greatest rappers?
Harlem World's a classic album.
Harlem World,
nope. No, it's not. It's not. We like it, but it's not.
What makes Harlem World not a classic album?
Name me 10 songs on there.
Name me 10 songs.
He got us all FJG on
Niggas Wanna Act, The Play Away, Feel So Good, Looking at Me, 24 Hours to Live, Jealous Guys. Yes.
I still not considering it a classic album.
Because
I haven't went back to it like that. I don't go back to it like that.
But
Me
Hus,
personally.
you talking about you personally, and I get what you saying.
I gotta call somebody real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, I get what you saying, but it still doesn't change the fact that Harlem World is right up there with Life After Death and Puff Daddy and the Family. Yes, it is. Harlem World.
You no.
Are you bugging? Take the album away. It had hits on it.
That's what I mean by the focus was different back then. That's what they was gonna do. They was gonna work that.
No, but the album was good too, Hus. They don't have you saying it's mad skips on there. No, it's not.
Okay.
Well,
I mean,
no, I gotta call my man. I pray that he up. It's 5 o'clock. My man work overnight. But
You got how many niggas that'll die for you on that album?
Hold on.
But I've never heard Harlem World mentioned in the greatest albums.
Please.
But I don't understand.
Damn.
Fab and Mase came out about a year or two apart.
And there is, and that was my point. Cause Fab is a '90s rapper, Hus.
98, right? He came out
97, 98. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, same shit.
Same about me.
Yeah, Fab is a '90s rapper.
So, what do the question is? Who had a better prime? It technically would have to be.
Who was better in their prime, Fabolous or Mase?
It would have to be Mase because of just the bad boy thing. That's what I keep saying. Like, it's all of that matters.
I know. I said Mase. Look, you can see it. I said it. It's Mase. I said Mase. My argument with these niggas, they was saying Fab, and they was it wasn't the fact that they said Fab, it was the fact that y'all are saying Fab because y'all not well versed enough in Mase.
But that's not their fault. That's Mase's fault.
How was no? But
It wasn't that. Obviously, it wasn't an impact. The impact wasn't there for them.
But you got Children of the Corn.
Nobody remembers Children of the Corn.
I do.
As a casual Mase artist, people grew to love Mase and Bad Boy. Children of the Corn is something that niggas really looked at afterwards. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't get into Children of the Corn till 10 Years of Hate. And that's well after. He done came back and all that shit. And that's only because I remember the radio freestyle. But it was also like, how the fuck would I?
What about the Clue tapes that him and the Locks used to destroy?
But those are like 95, 94, 95. But
Mase isn't a Clue tape, right? Mase, if it was a Clue tape Hall of Fame, Mase don't make that.
Yeah, I think with the Clue tapes for me was 2000, 2001. Yeah. We talking about Hove on the beginning of the beginning of the tape, talking about the Twin Towers.
Right.
What was the question?
Mase or Fab?
Okay, no, it was the Harlem World Classic album.
Okay.
Hey, you're on Baltimore County Forever Podcast. I have a quick question for you, my guy.
Okay.
Harlem World, is that a classic album?
Yes.
Thank you. The fuck that's wrong with it?
Explain to me why you would deem Harlem World a classic album. I know you love the album, but I want to know, how do you feel about it being a classic album?
I would start by saying when it came out, the sound, the way the rhyme schemes were, the flow. I'm not gonna say no one was rhyming like that or rapping like that, but I feel as though Mase definitely embodied that that flashy, swaggy, that fly talk, and it was accepted. It was cool. It was a shift from the whole gangster image. Even though he still was talking, somewhat thorough, it was still cool. talking about the ladies, talking about being flashy, kind of like the whole bad boy image. Complete a 180 from Illmatic. You know, it doesn't sound anything, you know, it's not too street. It's enough hip hop to the point where it'll be accepted by everybody. And I think around that time, it just was a shift in music. And I think Harlem World got some nice features on there. 24 Hours to Live, that's real good. Yeah, the singing joints aren't bad. I love it.
Are you skipping any records on there?
I was just about to say, are there any skips? Are there any skips? There are a few skips. I will say that much. I have a few on there. I might skip the whole. Got some skits on there that it's funny. It's just not to die for, and I think it's the
That's a classic album.
Why You Over There Looking At You, something. Okay. That song was real catchy, but it was like real single bass in a sense.
Okay.
But other than that, as far as what the record means to the culture and who Mase was like pushed to be, you gotta give it a classic.
So, my last question, I'm gonna let you go. I know it's a work night. Who had the better? Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Who had the better prime, Mase or Fab?
See, the thing about Fab is like okay, so they both only really had one good album, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
One good album, Loso's Way and Harlem World. Young OG isn't bad, but it's so modern and up to date. It's enough to keep them relevant. And I feel like Loso's Way was all him. Real Talk wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. It was early Fab. I think Loso's Way was a good collaboration of just where he was and what he was trying to instill himself as far as within like rap. I would give the nod to Fab because of the longevity. He's still around, and I'm not saying that Mase isn't still good. I just feel as though Fab is still relevant. Like if you've seen a Mase feature, you're not going crazy for that. I think what really derailed Mase was the whole in and out of the rap thing. You didn't know if he was the pastor or the rapper. It confused you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like with Fab, like he stayed one way, even through the adversity, outside the booth type talks. But I would get a nod to Fab. 100%. Yeah.
Would you still give that nod? Okay, so when you say you give the nod to Fab based off longevity or what they did with their primes, are you saying Fab did more with more eyes looking at him than Mase?
I think when Mase had the eyes on him, he did what he's supposed to.
But are you saying Fab did more with their prime?
I think Fab did more. 100%. I think Fab capitalized. Not saying Mase didn't. Mase capitalized as well. But I think when Loso's Way came out, it was received the same way as Harlem World, but because of Fab's ability to still be around and allow the record to grow, and him be the face, and you know who the guy is.
But he's never been regarded as one of the greatest rappers ever.
So I would get Fab the nod on that one. I would get Fab the nod on that one. Mase is great. Love everything about him. Love what he stands for. But it's just something about.
Nah, I'm sorry because my man was like, "No, we about to have an argument." But all right. So let me ask you something. I know I said this already, but let me ask you something. Was there ever a time, and this is how I gauge it, was there ever a time that Fab was regarded as the best rapper at the moment?
I'm going to say no. only because what he was stacked up against. Like Fab was in that mesh of
Nelly,
Wayne. Like,
yeah.
If you still
Wayne
count
put
mixtapes,
fire.
soul tapes don't count. If you count mixtapes at that time, I love soul tapes. We all love soul tapes. There was bigger, better shit.
That wasn't Soul Tape time.
Soul tape time was around the Young OG time.
So
2000.
all right. So Low Soul's
So
way.
I hate the Soul Tape talks. It's
But it was before
iffy.
that. That's way after.
But I would consider the Soul Tapes his prime.
That's
For
where
me,
I was
don't
at.
consider no
Well,
I don't know. It's
because-
hard.
Why you say
You
it's
got
iffy?
different problems.
Because of the the question is who he's being compared to. He's being compared to Mase, and Mase doesn't have that body of work. That body of work where we can like dig into like streams and be like, man, I like this, even though he probably didn't catch me on that last record, but this one, Fab got a bunch of those. You may not be crazy
And
for
that's
those
why I
summertime
would give
shootouts,
Bernard.
but those soul tapes, they reel you in. You can't really get that out of Mase. It's just that Harlem World, and then he had the second album after that, and then it just get real
However you
rocky.
slice
Real
it, it
thin.
still happened.
Real fucking thin.
If you give it to Puff, that's fine. I'm not
I'm not
disputing
saying the
that.
soul taste don't
But
count
the
because
fact
we
of
all
the
love
matter
him.
is, he
But
still
as far as that,
had to be Mase.
Low Soul's way.
Don't get me
versus
wrong, it's
Harlem
Puff.
World,
I'm not here
I
to
would
dispute
say
that.
Fab,
But
did what he was
he
supposed
still
to,
had to be me.
and he kept it going.
Okay. Oh, you good. I get your perspective. I
agree with him.
Yeah. You got two out of the three that agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, hey, that's
solid.
5%.
I agree.
On our end.
Nigga, like I got a D, I passed. Nah, yo, we gotta get you on here because my man that doesn't agree with you, he's a big Currency fan. So this is my man I was telling you about that love Currency like you love Currency.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I mean, we can talk spit all day. Another time, I'm down for that.
yeah, definitely. We got all summer, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rap with you. Already? Yeah, I definitely forgot. He ran away. All right, we definitely make that happen, yeah.